are privileged to have Tommy Lasorda join us. Tommy, great
yes,
to
sir.
see you.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
We're here on a day when we're remembering and celebrating a great life in Don Zimmer, and you go back about as far as anybody was in.
Well, I go back when we both started. I started in 49, and I think he started either 50 or 51. So we were together in spring training many times. We played together.
What was Don like as a teammate? You know, we get a lot of recent stuff with Don and how feisty he was. What was he like playing with him?
Well, he was a battler, I'll tell you that. And he hit him a lot of times where the big guys hit him. He had tremendous power for a small guy. And he was a tremendous competitor, as you've seen all the years he played and all the years he was in the uniform as a coach or a manager. He was a tremendous competitor, and he and we went through the same things with the Dodgers. I would win 18-20 games at Montreal and then go up and they'd send me back to Montreal. He'd hit 340 at St. Paul and they'd go back to St. Paul. So we were both going through the same process, trying to make that Dodger team. But listen, I'm going to tell you something. He was a great competitor. We learned from Branch Rickey. We were both under the Rickey regime. We learned a lot of baseball from him. And he used to lecture every day down in spring training. And we learned a lot from him. And I think we carried it through within our careers as coaches and managers.
Two good-looking guys right there.
I don't like that hat he's got on.
I was going to say, that's got to be the closest a Giant ever got near you.
That's right. That's right. I don't like that hat he had on. He was unbelievable. I used to tell him, I said, yeah, if you ever hit against me, you could never hit my curveball. I said, if I pitched against you, all I'd throw you is curveballs. So we're in Puerto Rico, and he gets released from our club, and he signs on with another club. Now, he comes to the plate. Now, I've had this guy for years thinking he cannot hit my breaking ball. And I said, he's got to be looking for my breaking ball. No doubt. I'll surprise him with a fastball. I threw a fastball, he hit 400 feet for a home run. And as he's rounding the base, I said, how the hell could you do that? I said, you set up for life for a curveball. You knew I was going to throw it. He said, that's when I knew you were going to throw a fastball. You've been setting me up with it.
We got to get back to the Derek Jeter Foundation story.
Yeah, so I walk in.
You thinking you're just going to have a nice dinner?
Yeah. And the girl says, she hollers to the other girl. She says, hey, our speaker has arrived. And I look around, and I don't see anybody. I'm the only guy standing there, so she must mean me. Well, they connived me into being the speaker, which is okay. And they were all sitting there, and I told about Zim. I said, a lot of people don't know Zim. He always goes to the track. He loved the track. He loved to bet on those horses, and he loved to have fun at the track. And I said, I knew one year he had a problem. He was really down. He's had a bad year. He had $3,000 left in the bank. So he tells his wife, Soot, he said, I had this dream last night. I dreamt I was in an airplane, and instead of people sitting in the seats, there were big hats. He said, and then I dreamt I was walking down the street, and rather than people walking down the street, there were big hats walking. He said, well, that kind of dream, I'm going to the track. If there's a horse running called Hat, I got to bet the $3 grand on it. She said, with a dream like that, you should. He comes back 2 hours later, dejected, depressed. He can't talk hardly. What happens he said, I went out and I bought this program, and I looked all through it, but there wasn't a horse running called Hat. He said, but in the 5th race, there was a horse called Hat Rack. He said, I figured this is it. Hat, the Hat Rack. He said, I put the $3 grand on Hat Rack. First turn, there was Hat Rack 7 lengths ahead. He said, Sid, you always wanted a boat that we can go out on. Yeah, I was going to get it for you. He said, they come around the far turn. This Hat Rack's still about 9 lengths in front. He said, remember you always wanted a Mercedes? She said, yeah. You guys said I was going to get it for you. He said, what happened? He said, lost. That the horse beating by a nose at the finish line by a horse that paid 90 to 1. And she said, what was the name of the horse that won? He said, a horse called Sombrero.